Kevin McCullough Jr. entered the Summer League with, I would even say, more to prove than anyone else on the roster. And he stepped up yesterday, dropped 13 points, was incredibly efficient, going 9 of 10 from the free throw line. See why he's got a mask on his face, because he's getting hit in the head over and over again. 10 of 15 from the field. The issue is that he was 1 of 5 from 3. McCullough's been about a 20% three-point shooter in his career. It's easy to see why. And then you also look at the fouls. He had 8 of them. You look at the turnovers. He had 6 of them. So we can't call it an amazing performance. Even the coach of the team said it was, quote, solid. And it was solid. But when you score 30 points, it's going to open up a ton of eyes, especially for a team like the Knicks that definitely could use more wings off of their bench. But Dadier, not to say that he doesn't have a bright future ahead of him, but he hasn't really shown us anything in these first 2 games more than he did last season. He still seems like he's still kind of developing, but McCullough, he made the most of his opportunity. He's shooting the ball with confidence. He's getting to the basket, and he was one of those guys in college that just did everything pretty good, but nothing incredibly well. Like if that kind of makes sense. He was sort of a Swiss Army knife, and being the fact that he's 6'6", there's going to be an opportunity for him to play legit minutes off of the Knicks bench. Because we know for sure that Deuce McBride, we know for sure that Jordan Clarkson, these guys are going to play off of the bench. Yapasele is going to play. Porty is going to play. The question is, who exactly is going to be next to those guys? There's an opportunity for, of course, like Josh Hart if Mitch ends up starting. But there's going to be a role outside of those main guys to be able to come in and play. This is no longer the Tom Thibodeau type of rotation where we only see a couple of guys off of the bench. The Knicks could very well go 11, 12 guys every single night to be able to stay fresh for the future. And that's something that they looked for when they were interviewing coaches is, can you develop the young guys? Can you play the bench and find a role for them? And a guy like McCullough Jr. is exactly what the Knicks want the new coach, Mike Brown, to be able to work him in and get minutes. And they understand he's not going to be perfect. Even McCullough said after the game, this is basically my rookie season. I mean, once again, he had a hard time staying healthy last season. He only played in 13 G League games, and he also played in just 4 games for the actual Knicks. So he's a guy that needs to be able to stay healthy. But his senior year at Kansas, he averaged 18 points. He never averaged more than 10, though, in the 3 seasons prior. So he's getting better. He's improving. The Knicks realize that, hey, it's the second round. Why not take a chance on a guy who has potential? And I'm excited to see more McCullough. Honestly, coming into the Summer League, when I thought of who has an actual chance to play, I thought of Become Dadier. I thought of Ariel Hukporti. Didn't really think Tyler Kolek realistically was going to play because they went out and they got Jordan Clarkson. They've already got Deuce McBride. So Clarkson was, I think it's fair to say he was essentially the campaign replacement. I mean, yeah, he is the campaign replacement. So those guys are going to play. But wing is the thing. If you're a wing, you have way more of an opportunity to be able to get run. The Knicks did bring in Yapasele, but he's sort of like a 4 or 5. But that 3 position, Dadier can play that. McCullough can play that because he's 6'6". And that's exactly what the Knicks realize. And they're getting him more on the ball as well. It wasn't like he was just playing off the ball the entire time. The reason why he had 6 turnovers was because he was handling the ball. And the Knicks were trying to get it out of Tyler Kolek's hands a little bit more just to take the pressure off of him. And Kolek has struggled, which is disappointing. Because I think we can all agree that we were very excited for Tyler Kolek in the Summer League, but he just has not been able to get anything going. Against the Celtics, Kolek did go 1 of 13. He also had 4 turnovers, 4 assists, so very poor ratio, just 2 rebounds. Did give you 2 blocks, but overall minus 25, which was a game low. It's not the Tyler Kolek that I had expected coming into the Summer League, but again, I do believe in him, and he hasn't really given me a reason to from how he's played, but it's just 2 games. The Knicks did lose their first 2 games last Summer League, and then they got hot. So it's basketball. We know Kolek's a developmental player, and we'll have to wait and see on that. But I'm just not really, I haven't seen what I wanted to, man. I mean, Become Dadier, 3 of 11, 7 points. Mohamed Diawara had a nice finish for the N1, but outside of that, didn't do anything. James Najee played in 9 minutes and didn't make an impact. Like, that's kind of the thing. Dick Pate, 3 of 6. I thought he has really solid game, honestly. Ariel Hukporti, 13 rebounds. Also has 3 blocks. That's exactly what you want to see. He's done a good job of impacting these games. And Kevin McCullough, of course, 30 points on 10 of 15 from the field. You'd love to see that in his aggressiveness. I did think that the Knicks Summer League team would be good, but I'm also not surprised that it isn't because it's just how the way the roster is constructed. If you're a team like the Spurs or a team like the Hornets or the Jazz, you have a huge, or the Nets, like you have an advantage because your NBA team is full of draft picks and guys you're building around and developing. But the Knicks, none of these guys are realistically going to be a 20 plus minutes per night guy. The Knicks are an older veteran team with OG and McHale and Hart and Brunson and Cat and Mitch and Yabusele and Clarkson and dudes. Like these guys aren't in the summer league. The Knicks are just trying to figure out who's going to be the future of their G League team and develop them the best they can. So you can't be too surprised that the Knicks are losing. But I do think that there's a couple potential pieces that could be very good for the Knicks this season. They just have to keep developing, and injuries are going to happen. We're going to see Daddy at some point during the season. We're going to see McCullough. We're going to see Tyler Clark. Like these guys are going to get into games, but consistently every single night at the NBA level, can they contribute? And to be honest, yeah, I think there are a few that can. I think for sure Kevin McCullough can be that. I think, honestly, Eric Porty is already that. I think he's going to play. I'm hoping the Knicks start Mitchell Robinson next to Cat. So that way it creates more size, more defense, more rebounding. And then all of a sudden, because you're starting two centers, you need another center to be able to rotate in. And that's where Huck Porty comes into play. I think Huck Porty is definitely, I'm not going to say he's way more ahead than everyone else on the Knicks Summer League team. I think McCullough is right up there with him. But yeah, those are the two guys that I think are legit. And those are the two guys that have been playing the best. But there's still more games. The issue with the Summer League is if you go to Google and you type in Knicks Summer League schedule, you type that in and nothing comes up. You have to go sort day by day. So that's the problem. Is it should just come up like here's Monday, right? The Knicks play Wednesday. Like that's the annoying thing about Summer League, and that's why like literally I completely forgot. Like I missed the first like 7 minutes of the game because I was like, oh my god, aren't the Knicks on? So it's just. That's why I love when the playoffs start because it pops up like, hey, here's game one. Here, even game 7, the dates list, obviously not the time because they have to work around the rest of the playoffs. But the playoffs, I know it's Summer League in the playoffs, but they need to do a better job of just giving us a schedule to where we can just have it in the back of our mind. We'll kind of remember it easily. I mean, that's the one thing about the Summer League. But to be honest, not that anyone's missed much. Like the Knicks are 0-2. They've played terrible. When Kevin McCullough was the guy we're making the video on, and his own coach called him solid. He had a solid performance because of the 8 fouls and the 6 turnovers. Because I think we can all agree that we were very excited for Tyler Kolek in the Summer League, but he just has not been able to get anything going. I mean, 4 of 11 from the field. Of course, he had 10 points. He did have 5 turnovers. Defensively, nice to see. He had a block and a steal, 8 assists, always, and 6 rebounds. So he did stuff the stat sheet, but the efficiency we're not seeing it to what we did with Kolek, even when he played for the Knicks, as he was just dishing out assist after assist and not turning it over. And a lot of that as well is he's playing 27 minutes, and teams are focusing on him as the primary ball handler. It was actually the Pistons game.